Hi, I'm Carolyn Evans-Hammond and welcome to my tasting room. Carolyn's tasting room is where you can taste exciting wines with me. And this week we taste 6 Spanish wines from the Alicante region. Alicante is a wine region on Spain's Mediterranean coast, and it makes a range of wine styles, some of which we'll be sampling tonight. So today's flight includes the 2020 Virgile Rosé, the 2020 El Cara de la Mata Muscatel, the 2020 Arrocero Blanco, the 2020 Marina Alta Blanco, the 2019 Laudum Roble Monastrell and Syrah, and the 2017 Terima Hill Monastrell. So now the fun part. Let's taste. So the fourth wine in our flight is a striking tall green bottle. It's very beautiful and it's called Marina Alta. And it's made by a group of quality-minded co-ops that call themselves Bodegas Bocopa. And it's a wine that, it's off-dry. It's 100% Muscat de Alexandria, which is grown by the coast. So there's cooling breezes. This is an off-dry style, yet there should be lots of great acidity. So that's what we're going to be looking for, and that's what sort of informs the tasting of this. So let's take a look in the glass. It's an interesting color. It's pale straw with definite green inflections. It's a very pretty color. It's almost silvery in some ways. So it's very pretty. We know this is light in alcohol. It's 11%. So it's a kind of wine you would chill down and, drink on a patio or drink by the ocean and just enjoy. So maybe with some spicy tapas and things, but stay focused and let's taste. So let's give it a swirl and a sniff and see what we find on the nose. Absolutely muscat. It couldn't be anything but muscat because it smells like fresh grapes. Fresh grapes, hint of musk maybe, hint of floral notes, sort of white flowers, lemon blossom, things like that. It's very aromatic, again, classic for muscat. It's approachable and it's fun. It's enjoyable to sit and have a sniff of before each sip. So let's have a sip and we're going to focus on the tip of our tongue to see how sweet this wine is. It's sweet, but it's not as sweet as the last one. And the acid is also still very high. So the acid is offsetting the sweetness and making it feel quenching, crisp, lively, and very well balanced. So you hardly notice the sweetness unless you're focusing on the tip of the tongue. Much like Riesling does that balance very well. That's what this does. Let's have a sip again, focus on the mid palate and see what we're finding in terms of the expression. Same thing, except there's more nuance. I'm getting a hint of spice, sort of aniseed. Absolutely, especially on the finish. And that's nice because it adds a certain savoriness, almost bitterness, really sort of a level of sophistication to this wine that you don't necessarily immediately pick up on the nose. So I like this wine. It lingers a little bit and it's just the thing I'd like to chill down, throw in an ice bucket and have with tapas with friends all afternoon. The fifth wine in our flight is red. So we're going to a red blend of Monastrell and Syrah. Now this wine is also made by that cooperative Bocopa, and it's a beautiful bottle. It's immediately striking. It reminds me a little bit of a Roman pillar, and it's called Laudum Roble. So without any further ado, let's just go and taste this. I want you to taste with me this time. So we're going to look at the color. The color is beautiful. Very, very dark, black in the middle, tapering to a narrow purple rim. Classic depth of color for Monastrell, which is a very deeply colored wine. And Syrah too, but give it a swirl and let's give it a sniff. Isn't that lovely? The scent sort of, they're almost sinewy. They're beautiful. They're heady. There's dark, macerated forest fruit. And there's also oak treatment evident on the nose. There's toasted oak. There's cigar box, maybe hints of Christmas cake, you know, raisins, and there's also figs and dates for sure. So there's lots going on the nose, and that's incredibly intriguing because that's what you want. You want something that's going to coax you toward the next sip. And that's definitely what I'm getting. What about you? Now let's give it a swirl. Quick sniff, and a sip. Isn't that interesting? It's far brighter and more lit than you would expect from a nose that's so heavy with fruit and heavy with dark ripe fruit. So there's a spike of mouth-watering acidity that's beautiful. It keeps the whole experience lifted. And that levite lends a touch of delicacy to this otherwise really bold, rich wine. This is 14% alcohol. It's smoky. It's rich in black forest fruit, and on the palate, it tapers to a nice long finish, and I like that. Let's have one more quick sip, and we'll talk about just the balance of the fruit concentration, the acidity, and we know it's bone dry. Bone dry, notice tip of the tongue, great mouth-watering acidity, but lots of mid-palate fruit concentration and no alcoholic heat showing through at all. So you're getting just velvety, wonderful fruit that tapers to a nice long finish. Beautiful wine.